Hello and welcome to Sandland Sound Waves. Today is a very special day because today is week 20, day 100. We made it to 100. We're now in triple digits. Today our reading is all the way forward to Luke chapter 4, verses 16 through 22. He went to Nazareth where he had been brought up, and on the Sabbath day he went into the synagogue. As was his custom, he stood up to read, and the scroll of the prophet Isaiah was handed to him. Unrolling it, he found the place where it was written, "The Spirit of the Lord is on me, because he has anointed me, to proclaim the good news to the poor. He has sent me to proclaim freedom for the prisoners, and recovery for the sight of the blind, to set the oppressed free, to proclaim the year of the Lord's favor." Then he rolled up the scroll, gave it back to the attendant, and sat down. The eyes of everyone in the synagogue were fastened on him. He began by saying to them, "Today this scripture is fulfilled in your hearing." All spoke well of him and were amazed at the gracious words that came from his lips. "Isn't this Joseph's son?" they asked. Now let's consider our 7 arrows, or 7 questions. 1. What does this passage say? 2. What does this passage mean to its original audience? 3. What does this passage tell us about God? 4. What does this passage tell us about humanity? 5. What does this passage demand of me? 6. How does this passage change the way I relate to people? And 7. What does this passage prompt me to pray to God? Now, let's look at a brief devotional about this passage for our book, 7 Arrows. It's easy to lose sight of the main point of the Bible as we move further into the Old Testament. God promised that a child from the tribe of Judah would emerge and defeat Satan, sin, and death. Further, he would permanently deliver God's people. The sin of Israel made the promises hard to see, like trying to spot a distant mountain on a foggy day. We clearly see the people's trouble time and time again. Sin trapped them in situations they couldn't escape yet. Yet we saw God acting to deliver his people, which built confidence in the fact that a lasting, permanent deliverer would come one day. And this was exactly what Jesus claimed when he inaugurated his public ministry by reading from the book of Isaiah. The deliverance he offered would be far deeper, more profound, and longer lasting than any judge could ever bring about. Thank you for joining us today. We hope you'll tune in tomorrow.